I'm opening up the doors. I'm showing who I really am.
These videos are not for children. If you're a children, then piss off.
Hey there, it's me, your least favorite YouTuber, the Infuso. And remember when I made all those Hogan Knows Best videos? We had a lot of fun, right? But could you imagine what it would be like if another wrestler had a reality TV show? And not just any wrestler, but one who was filled with intensity, integrity, and intelligence. A wrestler who may or may not have won an Olympic gold medal with a broken freaking neck. A former multi-time world champion, Hall of Famer. A wrestler who could quite possibly be one of my all-time favorites. I'm talking, of course, about Kurt Angle. And what if I told you that there once almost was a reality TV series based on Kurt Angle? I know what you're thinking, but it's real. It's damn real. Which is why I'm here to give you the quick rundown of the short-lived, the immediately aborted Kurt Angle reality show. This is the pilot or pitch to networks. It was never meant to be seen by the general public, and yet it is all that was seen by the general public, because the show never got picked up, and the pilot got leaked. The show was being made during Angle's incredible TNA run, when he was at the top of his game. So this must have been made sometime in 2007 or 2008, before a lot of further developments in Kurt's life. So let's get right into it and see just how long it is before this reality TV series becomes very unfortunate. Let's play it.
Karen is the best thing that's ever happened to me.
Oh wow, that actually took longer than I thought. I'm kidding. But you see what I mean. 15 seconds into this concept and it's already horribly outdated and downright hard to watch. And spoiler alert, it doesn't really get better over time. Because shortly after singing his then-wife's praises, he gets right into shooting and talking shit on his former employer.
When I signed with WWE, I signed a deal with the devil.
Which is uncomfortable for a plethora of reasons. For starters, hearing Vince McMahon referred to as the devil is probably a sentiment that a few other employees would agree with. I know that he had a bad falling out with the guy, but there's a completely different context to that statement now. Secondly, Kurt is now on good terms with the company that introduced him to the mainstream. As a matter of fact, he returned to that company for his final run, meaning that he not only signed with the devil, he re-signed with the devil. Kurt hated WWE management at the time.
Fuck you, Vince.
But it would only be a year or two later before he'd probably have similar feelings about TNA management. And understandably so. You know, when the head of creative starts sleeping with your wife, I can imagine that it's really not good for one's morale. At the time, this was fine, but looking back now, this is very cringe-inducing. Especially when the show is framing Kurt's decision to leave the WWE, and then join TNA, as an effort to save his marriage. Because ultimately, when he signed on the dotted line of the place that claimed to cross the line, he was basically pre-signing his divorce papers. And also, it would be one of the company's higher-ups, Jeff Jarrett, that would really cross the line.
The only way I'm getting back together with you is if you leave that company.
And how'd that work out for you?
It's really tough watching Kurt air his grievances over his previous place of employment and praise his new job when you're watching this with the power of hindsight. Look, I'm not saying that Kurt didn't have a reason to be pissed. I'm not saying that he's unjustified in lashing out when he felt wrong. I'm just saying at the end of the day, I don't think that TNA was the saving grace that he thought it would be. And hearing him talk about it as such is hard on the ears and hard on the heart.
Since I left WWE and joined TNA, I have more family time.
Are you sure about that?
The hindsight cringe gets even worse when he's filmed backstage at a TNA event. It shows him interacting and getting along with his colleagues, and even praising Jeff Jarrett.
Now, I'm with TNA, I have people that respect me. Dixie Carter and Jeff Jarrett, who are my bosses, are my partners.
Yep. Jeff's your partner, Kurt, and in just a year's time, Jeff Jarrett will be your wife's new partner, too. Karen is also excited to announce that she's working with TNA and fitting more into Kurt's life. She treats the fact that they're now co-workers as if it's strengthening their bond, but again, yeah, we all know how this story ends. I'll tell you what, though. For as many jokes in poor taste that I could make at this attempt at a series, I will say, it wasn't throwing working punches. Not even a minute in, and Kurt addresses his steroid scandal, his struggles with addiction, and even his own infidelities.
The girl that I cheated with for 2.5 years. She threatened to kill Karen.
This show wasn't going to be playing softball with its viewers. And unfortunately, I think that might be one of the reasons it didn't get picked up. A laugh track wouldn't feel at all out of place on a show like Hogan Knows Best, but the real angle was a very real feeling project. There's a gritty nature to all of this. It's really holding nothing back. The show kind of depicts Kurt as being a previously absent father who is desperate to get his family back. Which again, we know how this story ends, so... He's spending more time with his wife and children and just struggling to find joy in being present in their day-to-day activities. The wrestler is very upfront about how he wrestles with fatherhood, and his wife is very open about how he tag teams with alcohol, including a scene which sees the superstar getting drunk and passing out on a flight. Karen berates him and outright calls him an addict, which, I mean, fair enough. She's not wrong, but maybe have that conversation behind closed doors, as opposed to in a public airport filled with his adoring fans. Like I said, this pitch holds no punches. There is a little bit of an inconsistency with how Kurt handles his injuries. He's angry at the WWE for not properly taking care of his issues, disregarding his problems in favor of profit, which, yeah, if true, he has every right to be pissed. But he also talks about wanting to work through horrendous injuries as opposed to getting surgeries, which are surgeries that he very clearly needs. I think it should also be mentioned that this is probably more than likely shot during his initial Perk Angle phase. Not at the height of that, because he's still with his wife, but maybe at the start. Honestly, I'm really sad that the show didn't get picked up. In terms of content, and for its time, I think this was good, and I really truly think this would have succeeded. I would have tuned in on a weekly basis, no questions asked. But with the power of hindsight, yeah, this is bad. And not just bad, this is really bad. This show, like Hogan Knows Best, is a complete time capsule. If Kurt's love of Karen didn't tell you that, then the fact that he was talking about going into MMA and facing Randy Couture should. I like what they had here. I wish it had more of a chance to succeed. But from a hindsight standpoint, this is worse than Hogan Knows Best. I mean it. It truly is. In just 10 minutes time, I paused to cringe and walk it off more than I ever would in a full season of Hogan Knows Best. I mean, sure, yeah, that show also had a bunch of unfortunate moments that when looked back on, feel like a contradiction to the current. But there were some filler moments in between, but this was just all cringe. Oh, it's true. It's damn true. So with all that being said, if you like this video, let me know in the comment section below by saying...
You know what? Must be pretty cool to be Kurt Angle.
I was your least favorite YouTuber, V Infuso, and I thank you for watching. Hope to see you in the next one.
I am vengeance. I am the night, and that was V Infuso. Just remember, if you're not tuning in, then you're missing out.
So, if you like the words that came out of his mouth hole, and you too would like to become a V-generate, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, nerds!
And if you're not joining the fun, you're in for one bad day. And you know what they say about having one bad day?
Catch him next time. Same bat time. Same bat channel.